Distribution has been clearly the biggest shift over the past 5 years as it relates to modern media companies like Tastemade. Whereas at our founding, we were reliant in the best ways on the biggest social platforms like Facebook or Instagram or Snap or YouTube. With the shift and explosion of the OTT and CTV world, that's opened up a whole new world of possibilities for us as that modern media company, as an entertainment company building lifestyle programming to allow for new narratives, longer narratives, 22-minute long content, hour-long content, and to engage audiences in ways that were never possible by and large on our social partners platforms. And for our brand marketers, I think that's really exciting. When we're able to partner with great dynamic brands to take our consumers on a journey from short form content on social platforms all the way through to long form narratives via our TV platforms now. For a brand marketer, to me, that's the biggest shift that we've seen in a very long time. Telling stories in every format on every platform to every consumer.
Could you explain sort of the advertising opportunities, how that's different in terms of ad experience, branded advertising, interactive, innovative units? Like, what does the CTV ad ecosystem provide, and what's Tastemade doing?
The CTV OTT ad ecosystem is, arguably for us as a brand, one of the most unique shifts that we ourselves have experienced, because it's traditional yet progressive all at the same time. Traditional in the sense that you're still able to serve 15 and 30-second ads the way a linear network can. But what makes it really compelling is it's delivered in a digital format across digital pipes. So it allows for very unique targeting, contextual especially. And then from a real estate perspective, the real estate of a 24-hour linear network, so to speak, digital or otherwise, allows us as programmers and as ad partners to develop new formats, whether that be in an actual ad break for a client or within programming. And that's been, for us and our brand partners, I think the most eye-opening part of the transition from digital social first into the OTT and streaming world for Tastemade. Advertisers, when they come to Tastemade now, because we really embody the notion of being a modern media company, it's rare that marketers are coming to us for one singular tactic. And I think that's the benefit of working with Tastemade is marketers, the best of them. And I think that's definitely all of our partners. But we think the most modern of brands out there want to reach a consumer everywhere they are, whether they're on TikTok or Instagram or watching a streaming channel. And we allow that to happen seamlessly. So building narratives for them through sponsored content across all of those channels. And with the advent of our streaming networks, both Tastemade and now Tastemade Travel, that allows for a very unique adoption of the real estate. An example of that being using sponsored content that we might have created for that brand on a social platform that's 2 minutes long, and using that as an ad break takeover on our linear streaming network. That's not normal. That's not something that most brands have done historically, but many brands now are gravitating towards that because it allows them to, first and foremost, amortize their costs across many platforms, but more importantly, it allows them to engage in a singular narrative across every platform, so that when a consumer sees that piece of sponsored content on the streaming network, it's a piece of content that they're familiar with. I've seen this. I've seen a derivative version of this on Facebook or Instagram. And for them, it's comfort. It's literally ad comfort food for them because they're familiar with Tastemade. They're familiar with this content we built for that particular brand. And it works really well. Another thing that I think is really interesting for our brand partners across our streaming networks is all of the new ad tech that is being built on top of the streaming networks. And an example of that would be our partners at Triple Lift. Triple Lift have created some very dynamic ad products that we are now employing across our streaming network. An example being virtual integrations, dynamic virtual integrations into our programs. So imagine, for example, you're watching a cooking show and a bottle of Pepsi is on the countertop. That bottle of Pepsi, by the way, might not have originally been in the production of that show, but because Jeff is watching it, we're able to identify the opportunity and virtually in real time serve Jeff a bottle of Coke on a countertop in an actual program versus serving him an ad in an ad break. And we're finding that our brand partners are incredibly interested in hearing about how they can be a part of the conversation versus being in an ad break. And we think that that's one of the more compelling opportunities right now in the CTV OTT world.